During the last quarter of every year, I like to sit down and set my personal and business goals for the next year. I usually reflect on the progress of current goals and let that information help me tweak the new goals I plan to set. I don't always reach every goal, and sometimes I exceed my goal. However, I never stop setting goals or stop working towards them. I'm also very transparent about my goals. For years, I've been sharing the goals of City Girl Savings that we set every year, and 2023 is no different. In this episode, I'm sharing my personal and business goals for 2023. Putting it out into the universe makes it real. Even if I don't reach the goals, I have declared them, and now that means I have to work towards them. Welcome to the City Girl Savings Podcast. I'm Rhea Reeves, founder and finance coach of City Girl Savings. I turned my life around with budgeting many years ago, and now I'm on a mission to help others do the same. I fully believe that you can enjoy your life on a budget, and this weekly show will focus on the intersection of money and the city girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. I'm going to start with my personal goals for 2023. I'm going to walk you through my goals and a little bit of the rationale behind the goals. So my first goal is to work out and eat healthy 5 days a week. Now, as I read that, I am very aware that I need to get more clear on the terms around eating healthy. What exactly does that mean, Rhea? Because when I go into any type of goal or mission, if it's not specific enough, I can find myself falling off track. So one thing that I'm going to work on before the new year starts is getting clear on what actually eating healthy means. But at the end of the day, I currently work out 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, and that is something that I want to continue for 2023. One thing that I'm not 100% on is my diet. I do juice cleanses throughout the year. I've done keto in the past. I'm leaning into a gluten-free lifestyle. So I kind of feel like I'm all over the place with my diet. And so 2023, my focus is really going to be getting clear on what my diet needs to be and then actually sticking to it. Now, notice I said my goal was 5 days per week. I do not believe in going crazy. As you know, if you deprive yourself, you overindulge. Same goes with your budget, right? If you deprive yourself of spending, you're likely going to go crazy and overspend. And I think the same applies to your diet. If you don't give yourself any room to enjoy your life, you are going to undo all the progress by splurging. I believe that fully. So 5 days a week, I want to be on my health game, and the weekends, I can live a little. Nothing crazy, but I want to be able to enjoy my life as well. My next goal is to max out my Roth IRA. In 2023, the contribution limit should be $6,500, which is up $500 from previous years. This is currently my only form of retirement savings. I have a 401k for my past employer, but can't contribute to that anymore because I'm a full-time business owner. So making sure that I max out my Roth IRA is a high priority for me. Okay, the next goal is a big one. My boyfriend and I want to pay off our mortgage. So we are about a little over 4 years in our mortgage. So if we can pay it off in mid-2023, we will have paid it off in 5 years. It is definitely something we're working towards. We are both on board with this goal, and we are doing our best to make it happen. So that is definitely a goal for 2023. My next goal is to practice French once a week. I have wanted to learn to fluently speak French for years. I took French in college. Even when I got back to Texas after my dad passed away and moved back here, I took some college classes for French. I purchased Babbel, and I was doing really good at the beginning of 2022. being on point with the app and practicing, but I fell off. So my goal is to get back on track and make sure I practice French once a week. My next goal is to journal daily. Now, this is something that I've actually been doing since 2018, so it shouldn't be a hard goal for me to accomplish, but I want to continue doing it. And I highly recommend keeping your journal records. I personally type my journaling. So whenever I do journal, I just type so much faster than I write. But I love going back to multiple years and just seeing where my head was at that time. So journaling daily is definitely something I want to continue. And my final personal goal for 2023 is to read 12 books in the year, 6 fiction and 6 nonfiction. And this does not include Audible or listening to books. So I currently read all the time, but I realized that I've never tracked the books I've read throughout the year. I can go back and say which books I've read, but I've read so many that sometimes they just kind of get hazy in the time in which I did read them. So I want to be intentional about making sure that I do read 12 books in 2023, and I actually will be tracking which books they are. So that rounds out my personal goals for 2023. I got a little bit of everything. I got some health, some financial goals, some personal goals, and hopefully some self-development goals. Now, I noticed that one thing isn't here are any type of relationship goals, whether it's with my friends, family, or boyfriend. Those are things that truly do matter, and I've been intentional with spending quality time with all of those types of individuals. And so I did not set a specific goal for it, but that is something that I will be making a priority in the new year as well. Are you tired of wondering which moves to make next with your money? Do you need some guidance on whether to pay off debt, save, or focus on something else? Get my free Money Moves packet today and start making impactful money moves instantly. Go to citygirlsavings.com/moves to download your Money Moves packet now. Okay, moving on to my business goals for 2023. And let me specify that these are actually City Girl Savings goals for 2023. So first goal. Last year at this time, we were actually getting ready to launch the City Girl Savings podcast. So our podcast download goal was kind of a secret. But in 2023, our goal is to have 50,000 episode downloads in the year. This will be a bit of a stretch, but I think we can pull it off. So I'm really excited to see how it works. Our next goal is to have 7,500 Facebook group members. If you are listening to this episode and you are not a member of the City Girl Savings Facebook group, and you're on Facebook, I highly encourage you to join the group. It's totally free, but it is one of the best communities, and I'm totally biased, I get that, but it's one of the best communities on Facebook. Everyone in that group is so engaged, so inspiring, so motivating. It is totally judgment-free. People can ask questions, people can share their wins, share their worries. It's such a great community. So our goal is to get to 7,500 group members. Our next goal is to complete 250 financial focus calls. So if you're wondering what that is, I offer 30-minute complimentary financial focus calls or consultations to anyone who is struggling with their finances, who maybe needs some help, who is curious about financial coaching, and completing 250 is a nice number for us. It's a lot of calls, but the more people I talk to, whether I end up working with them or not, hopefully I leave some sort of inspiration or motivation for them to move forward. Our next goal is to have 10,000 email newsletter subscribers. So if you are not already subscribed to the City Girl Savings email newsletter, please sign up. I share all of our free events, any paid events, any discounts, any special updates, our podcast episodes, new blog articles. A lot of amazing stuff is shared with our email newsletter community. And so our goal is to have 10,000 subscribers. Our next goal is to put organizational systems in place that set the CGS team up for success. So, at the time of me recording this episode, I'm actually going through a couple of classes on getting organized, putting systems in place, setting the back end of the business up for success. So, this goal may seem a little vague, but that's because I'm working through exactly what systems need to be set up. But it's something that I'm hoping to implement and run with in 2023. Our next goal is to have 250,000 website views. So, this is within the year. Website views is something that we have been tracking for a long time, and we have seen steady growth, but in the past couple of years, that growth has been pretty minimal. So we've kind of hovered around the same spot. So really looking to take our website up a notch. Again, at the time of this recording, I'm working on doing something about it. I'm currently working with a web design company to rebrand/relaunch the City Girl Savings website so it's more up to date with where we're at now. Our next goal is to average a 1% engagement rate on Instagram and to grow our TikTok to 2,500 followers. I was going to say 250,000 followers. No, 2,500 followers. So we have a pretty good following on Instagram, and I want to make sure the engagement is there as well. So our focus is going to be on engagement. And then with TikTok, we do want to grow our presence there. So that's why our goal is 2,500 followers. And the final goal is to increase our revenue by 50%. So I always set pretty big revenue goals year over year. Sometimes we hit them, sometimes we don't, right? But we always shoot for the moon, and if we miss, we land in the stars. Now, you may be thinking I'm pretty aggressive with both my personal and business goals, and I also would agree with that. But I will say that I already have some routines in place. Like I said, I currently work out 5 days a week, and I currently time block for journaling. So I already have some of the routines needed to see these goals through. But I will be adding time in my calendar to make sure I practice French and to make sure that I can read my 12 books in the year. Now, with the monetary goals, I actually like to break them down from annual goals to quarterly goals to monthly goals. So, for example, if my goal is to max out my Roth IRA, and that's going to be $6,500 for the year, that means I need to contribute $1,625 a quarter, and that comes out to about $540 a month. So for me, $540 will be added to my normal monthly budget to make sure I hit that goal. So as you can see, I don't just say, okay, I need $6,500 in the year. I like to get more specific and say, okay, what does that mean from a monthly or quarterly perspective? Now, from a business perspective, we usually set the same goals year over year, just with higher targets. This means that we have already tried things to reach these goals. So we know what works and we know what doesn't work, and we're not afraid to try new things. So for example, our free savings challenges are very good for building our newsletter subscriber count. So we'll put a lot of emphasis on promoting these challenges in the year, and that should help us get to our 10,000 newsletter subscriber goal. So there you have it, my personal and business goals for 2023. I hope I have encouraged you to set your money goals or any goals for the new year. And like I said, I have spoken these goals into existence, so that means I will be working towards them. Thank you so much for tuning in to City Girl Savings today. I hope you feel empowered and inspired to master your money as you make your way to your dream life. Make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know when a new episode comes out. I truly value your thoughts and feedback, so please leave a review and let me know how this podcast has impacted you. Can't wait to chat soon and make it a great day.